Kardashian, Dave Landin joined. What's up, y'all? So Dave has some really extra hard. What's up, Mike Brown? Has some
Hey, Mike, what's happening?
really extra hard trivia questions for me today. But before we get to the trivia questions, we got to talk about that light heavyweight title unification bout on Friday. It was Artur. His last name is either Beterbiev or Beterbiev, but I'll just call him the champ, the number one light heavyweight in the world.
He's the number one fighter in the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Coach, you were really impressed. What's up, Fat Sinatra? What's up, Wolves 202? Yeah, we were both impressed. Now I don't know. I didn't get your prediction last week, but I favored the nail. I favored Alexander Gvozdyk by decision. I thought he was the better boxer, the better technician. Thought he was better defensively. I thought he held his hands in proper position, and that he would outpoint Beterbiev with footwork, with lateral movement, with a good jab, with combinations at the right time. And I even thought that he could catch Beterbiev and put him down, because I've seen Beterbiev nailed clean. I saw him get dropped against Callum Johnson, but Beterbiev showed me so much more than I'd ever seen from him.
What happened when he got dropped? How did you react?
Oh, man, he got up like nothing. But he did give Callum Johnson his respect. Like, he boxed a little bit he didn't, like, bum rush Callum Johnson. He didn't walk down Callum Johnson. He had to break him. He had to break him down by boxing, and he could punch on the fly when he wants to.
Which he didn't pull a JP.
What do you mean pull it? Just
AJ.
Oh, an AJ. No, he's a much more. Listen, we have to remember AJ was an Olympic gold medalist, but he had a very limited amateur background leading into those Olympics, whereas Beterbiev, from that Russian amateur system, had a lot of fights, hundreds. And he was a two-time Olympian and world amateur champion. And, the only person that kept him from medaling in the Olympics, because he fought at heavyweight, 201 pounds, was Alexander Usyk, Yeah. But at light heavyweight, he knocked out Gvozdyk in the amateurs, and he twice beat Sergey Kovalev. Wolf says this fight played out like a light heavyweight version of Cotto Margarito 1. That's a pretty good analogy. But I would say Beterbiev, way better technical fighter than Antonio Margarito, who was really a pure pressure fighter, volume puncher. And Beterbiev is an economical puncher. And he's very accurate. Yeah. You got a lot of energy, don't you? I'm gonna turn this camera over to you soon. So
Doug and I saw Margarito fight early in his career in Culver City,
1996,
and he lost.
Yeah, he lost to Rodney Jones. Very good southpaw.
So about the fight though on Friday.
Oh, Tony says Thursday night fights will be on DAZN now. That's true. The Golden Boys Thursday night fight series can be accessed. You could stream it live via the Zone. So
are you going to?
That's
be
good.
On them, so?
Yeah, it's going to be me and Jonathan Coachman, the coach, and Beto Duran.
That's perfect. It's
not a bad trio. We're okay.
Hey, so
we try hard.
What were the judges looking at Friday night?
Right. Two of the official judges at the time of the stoppage had Gvozdyk up.
And also the announcers.
You know what? That's them getting caught up in the story of the fight, the preconceived notions going into the fight. And I see this a lot where if one fighter is viewed as the puncher, right? Going into the fight, all anyone would talk about was Beterbiev's punching power, his ruggedness, and his pressure, right? But they weren't giving him credit for his boxing ability. So it's like they're blind to his good boxing and his effective punching. They're looking at the other guy as the boxer, and just because Gvozdyk assumed a stick and move role, they were like, oh, well, he's the boxer, and since he hasn't been dropped or hurt in this round, he must be winning this round.
So I saw this.
Which, in my opinion, is absolute ignorance.
I thought it was a beatdown. I might have given 1 or 2 rounds to the Snail.
Oh,
I renamed
that's your new nickname for the nail, huh?
He sucked. He was a mental case. I don't know. It was too much pressure on him. Whatever was going down, I thought he just didn't have it. The other guy.
Thank you, Tony, by the way. He said Coach and Dougie, best commentary team in boxing. I don't know if he's talking about you and I or me and Coachman. But whatever. Either way, thank you.
No, and Beto Duran.
Beto Duran's
What
sensational.
a
Yeah,
trio. That's a great
great
trio.
talent.
So the fight the other night, when I saw it, was the whole presentation was great. The Louis Collazo, that fight was incredible. I mean, that guy.
Yeah, somebody asked, "Do you think Collazo's finally going to
I
retire
think
after
he
this?"
should.
I think he
I
should
think
too.
he should, but he's got balls and he's
Yeah.
really a good fighter.
He is.
I mean,
He could
he's
fight.
really good. That was a great fight. The whole card was good, and I knew after about 2 rounds exactly what was going to happen. You could see
The writing was on the wall, wasn't it?
but not for the announcers.
Hmm.
I mean, they didn't have a clue. They had it real. They actually had.
What's up, Jacob?
They had the snail ahead. Also, I don't know.
I don't think Andre Ward did.
No, Andre Ward.
Ward called it.
Yeah.
Ward basically said that just like psychologically, Beterbiev is too much for Gvozdyk.
Hey, so I saw. I didn't have an opinion on this fight until I saw the interviews before the fight, and he had one with the
MMA legend, GSP.
Right, which was a great interview. And this guy, he was so relaxed. He's like a movie star playing a fighter.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He has charm, doesn't he? Beterbiev does.
I really like him. And the way he beat this guy down, and nothing bothered him. He was just walking right through him the whole time. His confidence level was, over the top. And you knew this was going to happen.
Hey, Tony says, and I don't know if it's Beterbiev or Beterbiev, but he says he ate a lot of straight rights. And if that was Kovalev in there with him, this guy says Kovalev would have stopped Beterbiev. And I don't know if that's the case. And somebody says Beterbiev looks like Russian Wolverine, and I agree, he does. He's got that, and I think he's got a mutant healing factor too, because he's hard to stop. When he fought Callum Johnson last year on DAZN, he got dropped. And it wasn't an easy fight. It was like a light heavyweight shootout. But he stopped Johnson. Beterbiev. Beterbiev. Thank you, Tajin. Tajin E. Beterbiev. Yeah, okay. Beterbiev. Okay. I like saying it. His post-fight interview after the Callum Johnson fight, you have to like. I instantly took a liking to him. And I was never that impressed with him. Like, I thought he was a fun fighter. I thought he was a fun TV fighter. Definitely thought he could be a world title holder, which he became. But I didn't look at him as a world beater. Now I view him as a world beater because I think that's the best we've ever seen from him as a professional.
He's my new number 2 favorite fighter.
Now, Krastovsky says, either way, Teddy Atlas did a great job with the nail. Do you agree with that?
The only thing I liked about Teddy Atlas just too intense.
Yeah.
And he makes you nervous. He makes me nervous watching it on TV.
Yeah, I get stressed out.
But when he kept saying to the guy, just relax, I thought that was good advice.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Tom Gray says Beterbiev could walk through a straight right from Balrog in Street Fighter 2. Never mind Kovalev.
Hey, so
what's up, Tom? Thanks for joining us.
The Beterbiev's my number 2 favorite fighter now. I mean, this guy, I can't wait till he fights. Who's my number 1 favorite fighter?
It's got to be Blair the Flair Cobbs.
By far.
Oh, man.
By far.
Are you going to give us a woo?
And when are we going to see him fight?
That's going to be November 2nd on the undercard of the Canelo Alvarez Sergey Kovalev fight. So that's going to be something else.
Out in LA?
No, he trains in Las Vegas. Yeah, he trains with Bones Adams. Kenny Adams checks in on him, and forgive me, Team Cobbs, I'm spacing out on the name of the head trainer for Blair, and I met him before Blair's last fight in Indio, California, and the homeboy is from Springfield, Missouri. And forgive me for spacing out. I'll remember. 417, top of the food chain. It's all about the 417. Hey, wow, pretty good. And that's a big rope. Jeannie's got a lot of energy. I'm glad I didn't give you any coffee this morning because you'd be bouncing off the walls. Very good. That hat, you don't even need that hat in this shade. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, tell me when you get ready to get killed on these questions.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Krastovsky says Taylor versus Prograis is coming. Wow. Most anticipated matchup in autumn. Yes, sir, Krastovsky. I'm looking forward. I think you're picking Prograis.
Big time.
And I'm on the fence. I got to tell you. Here's how I say. I say if Taylor can box a disciplined fight, doesn't get pulled into if Taylor keeps it a boxing match, I think he can outpoint Prograis. And I think Prograis' main goal is to drag Josh Taylor into a fight. And I think he can do that because Taylor's a young guy, got a chip on his shoulder, got a lot of pride, and he doesn't want to play it safe, so to speak, against Prograis.
No, Prograis is mentally mature.
Yes, he is,
and
he's a smart dude.
He's very smart.
If you sit down and talk to him, you can't see him losing. So I'm leaning towards Prograis because a couple weeks ago I sat down with him here in Santa Monica at his gym, Churchill Gym, and talked to him, and I was so impressed. I'm like, nobody beats this guy. I mean, I'm not even thinking about him versus Taylor. After talking to him, all I can think about is Prograis fighting Terrence Crawford. like it's like that. Like I'm that impressed with him.
If you look on the Ringside Boxing Show website, you'll see there's a couple of interviews with Prograis.
Yeah, he's a very good interview. He's an interesting interview. And if you go to ringtv.com or the Ring Digital YouTube channel, there's two nice interviews that a shirtless Prograis did with our own Cynthia Conte. Tom says, if you talk to Josh Taylor, you can't see him losing either. Tom, that's exactly right. I've seen interviews with Josh Taylor. He's supremely confident, but not in an arrogant way, not in a blustering way. And whenever I hear Josh Taylor interviewed, I'm thinking, oh, Taylor's got this. So it's that kind of fight. And I go back and forth in my mind who's going to win it, which I like it. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm just going to sit back and hopefully watch a classic fight. And we've been lucky. We've had Spence Porter. We've had Golovkin Derevyanchenko. We've had Beterbiev Gvozdyk. And we're getting Prograis Taylor next week. It's awesome.
Which one of those did you like the most?
You know, Spence Porter was special because I was in the arena and there was just an electricity to it. And I like Porter a lot. And maybe I was biased because I had Porter winning by a point. And maybe that was a personal bias because I like the Porters so much. But I like Spence too. I don't know.
How's Spence doing?
I hear he's doing great. Yeah. I hear he's a savage, according to him.
Did he buy a new Ferrari?
Probably. He'll probably will do that. He doesn't, you know. I have to question his sense because, like, maybe a day after Patrick Day passes away, he puts out an Instagram, no broken bones, I'm a savage. I'm like, dude, whatever.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what good that
Somebody's saying Chavez Jr. is back with Freddie Roach. Well, Chavez Jr. was training at Wildcard. I don't know if they're officially back, though. But maybe they are. That's good. I'm looking forward to Danny Jacobs versus Chavez Jr. That'll be a fun fight.
I'm rooting for Chavez. So
yeah.
I can't stand
You're down on Danny.
No, I can't stand him.
Yeah. All right. I think, are we ready for, can I, Jeannie? I'm disappointed you haven't chimed in your opinions on any of these fights and fighters.
I don't.
You don't watch boxing.
No.
It's brutal, right?
Doug, did you hear about BMF belt in the UFC?
Who? In the UFC?
BMF belt.
BMF belt.
In UFC.
BMF belt. Oh, BNF? Bare knuckle fighting?
No, BMF.
I don't know. Hey, folks, I got, look, new shoes. New shoes. Got that in the mall last night with the family. We had a fun time. You like this shirt? Thank you to Yoriko Miyata, who got me this shirt. This is a character from the Japanese boxing manga Hajime no Ippo. And the great George Morikawa designed and created this character. I don't know who he is. It's not the main guy. It's just one of the other boxers. Yeah.
And JP's not here today because he took his family to Disneyland.
Oh, boy.
And
he's going to be like tired.
That's only about 1,500 for people. Plus parking.
Yeah, right. Right.
So JP, maybe one day, JP, you'll come and honor us again.
All right, these are extra hard trivia questions.
Well,
so you kids at home, you try to get them too. If I get stumped, Don't you give up.
No,
You try.
I almost guarantee
Yeah.
you don't get all of them.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know if you do. I don't know what to say.
All right.
Did you watch Riston Davis last night?
I watched, I think, the first 7 or 8 rounds of Ritson. That was a good fight. And then our TV started acting up. And I don't want to blame the zone because we have internet problems, as you know, Gina.
And someone else said that's Takamura. He wins the middleweight title.
Who?
Takamura. Maybe they're talking about the person on your shirt.
Oh, yeah, this guy. I think that is him. Yeah. You recognize it? Wow.
No, that person said that.
Yeah,
not me.
somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we got some manga nerds in the house. Good for y'all.
You're a manga nerd.
Yeah,
Are you a nerd?
totally. No, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd.
Okay.
I'm a nerdy geek.
Okay, so I've had some requests this week. People love the nickname thing. And,
Nicknames are fun.
Yeah, they like it, and they also
And
say,
what sport has more nicknames than boxing?
wow, it's crazy.
I mean, old school baseball, they had some nicknames. And
Okay.
Boxing and wrestling.
Okay, who was the conqueror with the K?
Conqueror with the K?
Yeah, K.
Oh,
H.
Conqueror.
Yeah.
That was that guy from Colombia. You lost a lot of money because of that cat. What was his freaking name? Yeah, he's hung around for a long time.
He just had a fight.
Yeah, he keeps fighting.
Right?
Matter of fact, Terrence Crawford's step-up fight was against this dude.
Terrence Crawford.
We have an answer in
and
the
he just
chat.
What's the answer?
Someone said Klitschko.
No, it's not Klitschko. It's Colombian fight. He was undefeated when he fought Khan, knocked out Khan in 1 round.
Right.
And
We have
his last
another
name,
answer.
It doesn't sound very Latino, but it's like starts with a B.
Yeah. His first name.
We have another answer.
What is it?
Prescott.
Yeah, Breedis Prescott. Is that it? Breedis Prescott. Yeah, Prescott. He's from Colombia.
Yeah.
So not the most like Colombian sounding name.
So I got smashed.
So I just missed one. Who got that? Congratulations.
Our name is Meh.
All right.
Meh.
What did
I don't
what
know.
did they win? A Max
I
Boxing
don't know.
t-shirt?
I should give stuff away.
How
I've got
about
so much crap at home.
How about a Max Boxing t-shirt?
I
I
don't
can
know.
find them. Those are kind of rare. I do have a few.
Okay, so and he just fought a guy
Breedis Prescott. Yeah.
a couple weeks ago who was 15-0.
Yeah, he's a gatekeeper now. Or no, he's like, more like a journeyman. But he had he was a contender for a while, then he was a gatekeeper.
Okay, here's the guy. Okay, so
I think when Crawford fought him, he was still a gatekeeper.
Someone says, who was 2-ton?
2-ton? That's Tony Galento,
Yeah.
former heavyweight contender from Jersey. Yep, he owned and operated a bar.
And what was his most famous fight?
Joe Lewis.
Yeah.
He dropped Lewis
Yes, he did.
and then got annihilated. And still called him a bum afterwards.
Wait, so I got you on the very first one?
God, I'm not starting off.
And that was an easy one.
That was an easy one.
That was real easy.
That's bad.
I mean, that one I knew you would get that one.
I
So what happened on that fight? So I hadn't lost a fight for so long, it was crazy, and I had this account with the internet.
Yeah, what else,
bookmakers,
online
and all this money
bookies.
in there. And so I said, well, what's the difference? It's just, so I put up 5,000 to win 400. It was like a no-brainer, like here, you want $400, it's free,
yeah.
Boom, first round.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, no one ever saw that. Well,
No.
actually, Khan had a bad chin. Everyone knew it.
Yeah. And that guy was a puncher, and he was tall and rangy.
And where did he go? Who was his trainer after that fight?
Freddie Roach.
Right.
Khan relocated from the UK, hooked up with Freddie Roach, and they had a really good run.
Who taught him how to protect his chin?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay, so, you ready for another one?
Yeah.
God, I feel badly for you, Doug.
Yes, that was pitiful that I couldn't. Sometimes my mind gets stuck.
Okay, I'll give you one that.
I don't think I had good sleep.
Okay, how about the God?
The God?
Yeah.
Somebody had a nickname, the God?
Yeah.
Is Andre Ward aware of this? I'm gonna have some stern words with this guy. I don't know.
This is a guy that This, I should have looked him up.
Is he an obscure dude?
Not really. But
You have an
got
answer?
Fight forget I went there.
Answer in the chat.
I'll give you
This person knows who's known as the God.
They say Charles Martin. I don't know.
It's Rod Salka.
Who?
Rod Salka.
Rod Salka goes by the God? Rod the God?
Okay.
Wow.
I'll give you this one. Okay, how about this one? This guy has other nicknames too. But
Did not know that.
This is one of them.
You should have to like really earn a nickname.
How about this? The Kosher Butcher.
That's
He has other nicknames too, but this is
Kosher Butcher.
Yeah.
What is he active?
He was a heavyweight. No,
he was a heavyweight.
He fought everyone.
Wow, a heavyweight. What era? What decade did he fight?
I would say he fought in the 80s or 90s.
Oh. Jeez.
God, hey. Hey, you know, this is like a first round knockout.
I am floundering. We have an answer in the chat.
Okay.
They say Donna Rosenthal.
Dana Rosenthal.
Yeah, Dana Rosenthal.
No, Dana Rosenthal.
Dana Rosenthal's nickname was Dangerous. Dangerous Dana Rosenthal.
Okay, but this one.
The Kosher Butcher. I've heard that nickname.
Yeah, but he's, I think, from Bayonne.
So he's from the south, huh?
Bayonne, New Jersey.
Bayonne, New Jersey.
I think.
Hold on. Did he become a referee?
No. Oh no. But he was in some famous fight. But his other nickname is the Bayonne something.
The Bayonne Bleeder? Yeah. Chuck Wepner. Yeah. Chuck Wepner used to go by the Kosher Butcher.
Yeah. Okay, how about?
We have an answer in the chat.
I think I like the Kosher Butcher better than Bayonne Bleeder.
Okay, how about this one? Now, this is easy, okay?
Oh.
And I don't know whatever happened to this guy. He was really good. The Axeman.
Oh, the Axeman, Nicholas Walters. Yeah. He knocked out. We saw him knock out O'Neal Daenerys at featherweight in Carson.
Right. And then we saw him quit. Then we saw him quit against.
I wasn't ringside for the Loma fight, but yeah.
Okay, now I'll give you this.
Yeah,
one.
he had a lot of promise.
Okay. This guy owned a nightclub in Hollywood. This guy fought, I would say, in the 60s.
Okay. Club in Hollywood.
Yeah, he had a brother that fought too.
Huh. All right.
He was Jewish.
What weight class?
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight, huh?
He had some big fights. He wasn't that good, but he was okay.
Wow. I have no idea.
I'll give you his first name.
Who did he fight?
I'll give you his first name, then that I can't tell you, but he fought some big guys.
Okay.
So, but I'll tell you this. Hey,
first name.
Yeah.
This is bad, yeah.
We could.
Like they're carrying me back to the round after being dropped 4 times in the first round. The commentators are standing up from their seats and screaming at the ref to stop the fight.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know where I am.
I'll give you this one. Max E. Maxie.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So is this Maxie Rosenblum?
Yeah.
Well, he was a light heavyweight. But I guess he fought at heavyweight too, and he fought way before the 60s.
So that's my fault. Okay. So
Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum. That was his nickname, Slapsy.
Yeah. And what was the name of the nightclub?
Slapsies?
Slapsy Maxie.
Slapsy Maxies?
Yeah.
Did your parents used to go there?
My parents used to go there. It was
right. They dance?
It was right by Fairfax and Wilshire.
He was known as a very good dancer, or somebody who liked to dance so much that he would. It was like he considered it part of his training.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this guy? One Man Riot.
Oh yeah. One Man. Does his last name rhyme with Riot?
No.
Like, is his last name Hyatt?
No, but he was a Philadelphia heavyweight, and he was a southpaw.
Huh. Bryant. Something Bryant.
You got it. You got it.
So the last name was
Wow,
Bryant.
you feel better? Yeah, last name was Bryant.
Yeah, I remember it was something the one man line. Yeah, he was fun.
Derek Bryant.
Derek Bryant, yeah.
Okay.
I think Derek Bryant is the first guy to knock out Shannon Briggs. Am I right about that? You kids at home, can you box wreck that? Derek Bryant. He was kind of a smallish
the
heavyweight.
first guy
too.
to knock out Shannon Briggs is my next guy.
Really?
Yeah. And his nickname is Doing Damage.
Oh yeah, Daryl Wilson.
Right.
Daryl Doing Damage Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was Daryl. Yeah, that was on each. Okay.
Yeah. And what was Shannon Briggs' record going into that fight?
Was it like 28-0, something like that?
That's good. 25-0.
25-0.
You know, I was gonna make you walk home. But now,
All right, I'm getting a little bit better. I probably need it.
okay, how about this one? This guy is a Canadian boxer who turned pro in 1890,
Phew.
and his nickname is Mysterious. And you
Ooh!
might get it.
Former welterweight champion, Mysterious Billy Smith.
You got it.
Boom! Bam! See, now what I did was, I knocked the. I just dropped my opponent with that one, so I might be climbing back onto the scorecards.
That was pretty good.
The referee is still looking very closely at me.
No, that was good.
The referee and the ringside doctor are visiting me between rounds.
Okay, how about this? Who's high tech?
High tech is Vasily Lomachenko.
That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah, that was his original nickname, and then I think at some point he became the Matrix. And then now everyone just calls him Loma.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's really Loma is the nickname. Am I right? Boys and girls at home.
Loma is it.
What do you like, Janie? High tech, the Matrix, or Loma as a nickname?
High
She
tech.
was telling me last night she doesn't like the name Lomachenko.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
weird.
anti-Ukrainian. That's
I'm
ridiculous.
sorry. Why did you
have
say
Ukrainian
that?
ancestry.
Who is a Michigan
How dare you.
assassin?
I like high
The
tech.
Michigan assassin is former middleweight champion Stanley Ketchum. He's arguably like one of the top 5 fighters from Michigan, and there's a lot of great fighters from Michigan, as you know.
And who was a mongoose?
The old
Mongoose.
mongoose? But maybe he was the mongoose and then became the old mongoose. That's Archie Moore.
Yeah.
Hey, has anybody else had that nickname, the mongoose? You would think, but maybe, out of reference.
Was he one of the best of all time?
God.
Yeah. Hey, remember when you used to go to the Forum to watch the
Yeah, I met him.
and you looked great.
He
I
did.
Mean, I mean, like the week before he died,
And
he looked great.
he was driving himself from San Diego
Yeah.
to
And
the
he was
Forum.
like in his mid-80s.
No, I remember, yeah.
I mean, he looked.
I remember
spectacular.
somebody had talked to him, a friend of mine named Terrell Jones. And this is before Bobcat, right?
Oh.
And so at the time, if you wanted current fighters' records, you subscribed to Fight Facts, and they had like this big phone book. They would compile old timers' records and also current fighters' records. But to find out the records of old timers, you had to have like these old Ring Magazine hardbound record books. And there were some other publishers that put out.
I think
boxer
Ring
record
Magazine put one.
Yeah, so I'm saying Ring Magazine published a record book of like the old timers, but they varied. One record book, Moore's record. Some books would have his knockouts total at like 131, and then others would have it at like 145. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there was discrepancies and disparities. And my friend approached him and said, "Hey, I've got an old Ring record book that has your first pro opponent," and he gave the year, which is like way back, like the 30s or something like that. And he's like, "It was Piano Man Jones." And Archie goes, "Piano Man Jones." He like had a flashback. It was bizarre. He's like, "Yes, that was my professional debut." Yeah. And then he was saying, "Well, why don't they count that? Some record books don't count that." And I think what happened was Archie turned pro and had a couple fights, and then in those days you could have amateur status, and he fought a bunch of amateur fights, and then resumed the pro career. And then some record books count his first pro bout as that second, when he the first fight when he resumed his pro career. So whatever.
So let me.
That's neither here nor
so,
there.
So
but
how
when,
did,
hey, what you guys check this out? Go, it's on YouTube. Archie Moore's title defense against Canadian puncher Yvonne Jarrell.
I saw it.
Yeah, you watch it on TV live,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they interview him in the ring after this monumental fight where he gets dropped like 4 or 5 times and gets up and drops the other guy a bunch of times and finally gets a stoppage. And he's interviewed after. His interview's so incredible. That's one of the best all-time fighter post-fight interviews. Archie Moore after the first Yvonne Jarrell fight. All right. We got to keep it moving. I could tell this 11-year-old's getting bored moving around.
So let me ask you, how did you dig up mysterious Billy Smith?
He's mysterious. Billy Smith is mysterious. Like he's before. There's not a lot of footage of him. Not a lot of photos of him. Like a lot of if you read up on Billy Smith, it's like his career was chronicled in like newspaper illustrations, and so it's fascinating to me. It's like the fighters that came before film, you know.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, there's some film on some of these
and
guys.
And so
but
did
not
Sugar
much.
Ray Robinson came before film a little bit.
Well, he
early
wasn't
fights.
filmed. He wasn't filmed, and I think that was because he was such a tough negotiator. Like the people around him, they didn't sign him immediately with like the powerful promoter in New York, and so maybe it's kind of like, okay, you fight in these cards, we're not going to film you or whatever. That's just a theory.
So who do you think he was signed with today? What promoter?
I don't think he would sign with the promoter. I don't think. I mean, especially today in the age of social media and with his personality, and with his lifestyle. I mean, he's the first guy to have an entourage, like have his own barber, and have a midget, and have a dancing instructor, and a party like that, and to travel overseas and the whole thing. Everyone, you're all coming with me. We're gonna get on a ship. And we're gonna party across the Atlantic, get to Europe. And the party's not going to stop. I'm going to fight in Brussels, Italy, England, and Paris. And they're going to love me in Paris. And not only am I going to fight in Paris, I'm going to have a show and I'm going to dance. And my wife is going to dance. And we're going to have singers, and it's a whole review. It's like somebody like that. He's his own promoter. Something you have to realize about Robinson, he was such an entertaining fighter that he put butts in the seats as an amateur. So when he's fighting for in the Golden Gloves final, whatever, 1938 and 1939, and when he's fighting for the inner city championships, which was all the Golden Glove winners from Chicago and Detroit and Jersey City and New York City and Boston, right? That was basically, all the best, right? The American Northeast. When they all came together to fight for the inner city championship, that was a huge deal. And him winning that lightweight amateur title, that was a big deal. Like he was written up in the newspapers like a professional athlete, So he started the ground running. And he was somebody who always knew his value too. And when he had, 70 fights or 80 fights, by that time he's calling the shots, And if he negotiates a deal and then feels like a couple of days before the fight that he should have a larger percentage of the gate, he said, I think I need a larger percentage of the gate. And the promoter would say, we got a contract, Ray. And then Ray said, yeah, my back's kind of hurting. I don't know. I don't think I can fight,
And my midget's not feeling
He's not
good.
feeling well either. He's really upset about this, And they're like, okay, Ray, you want 50% of the gate? You got it. He was that kind of dude.
I tell you who just did that. Ryan Garcia.
Ryan did it. And Ryan's a social media age dude. He kind of realizes
but he
his
just
value.
did it.
In
a sort of a different form.
You're right. He did. Yeah, that's such a great analogy. That's awesome. If I write about that situation, I might have to use that analogy. I'll give you your credit. So no, I don't think Ray Robinson would have a promoter. Did Sugar Ray Leonard really have a promoter? Did he need one? He hired them, fight by fight.
And he used to pull the same stuff.
Oh, and he could. Guess what? Ray Leonard was a household name before he turned pro.
No, and I respect these guys for that.
Sure.
just like I can't stand Danny Jacobs, but I respect him for pulling this crap on everyone.
He's done a great job.
He has everyone fooled in this world but me and Steve Kim.
Yeah. And Tom Lawler.
No, I mean he just.
Yeah. No, he's done great.
So let me ask you this: have you ever heard this? Less is more.
Less is more. Yes, I have heard that.
That means we're gonna wrap up.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest. Somebody was asking me on Twitter, what can we do about fighter safety? How can we make sure these guys are healthy when they enter the ring and stay healthy? And I say, somebody asked me for like 5 things. The main thing I thought was limit sparring. And that started a whole discussion about old-time trainers. And I told them, I consider it an honor that I was able to witness both Amilcar Brusa and Bowie Fischer train fighters. And they were always like, less is more with the sparring.
We have a question. I mean, yeah. What happened between Rozier and Jacobs?
Rozier and Jacobs, I think money. I think business happened.
That's okay.
Also, your favorite
That's part
person.
of boxing, by the way.
Your favorite person joined.
Who's my favorite person?
Sweet Science.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you putting your face so close?
What's up with Jeff Horn? Ask him.
Why are you putting your face so close?
Hey, man, Jeff Horn versus Beterbiev. Who wins? Sweet Science. I want you to answer.
Wait, someone said, Sweet Science said, can Ron Salka make 175 and fight Beterbiev?
I want to see Rod Salka and Jeff Horn.
Good.
There we go. I'm punching like this guy.
That guy isn't even punching.
Watch out for him. Look at him. It's like that's his walk to the ring.
Hey, so every time it's really a shame when these guys, the guy Dave that died.
Oh, Patrick Day. Yeah.
I mean, it's always the fight before that.
He had a tough fight before that.
Yeah, and it's always that. So my feeling is, what you could do when someone does have a tough fight, then you really go through every test. And then he came back against another real tough guy.
Who could punch.
We have
Both
a
those guys
question.
were punchers.
Yeah.
But they weren't the kind of puncher to take you out with one punch.
It's better.
They were heavy damaging hands.
Right.
That you go the distance with, but you take a lot of punishment.
We have a question.
Yeah.
What's up, Doug? Progress or Talo?
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm sorry.
That's Sweet Science, by the way.
I don't know.
Ask me.
Dave likes Progress, so I would go with Progress.
I
would go with Progress.
I love him. I just love him. He's such a great guy, and I think he's really good.
I think if he wins and he's impressive, he could
really
be
good.
an American star.
Yeah. So anyway, remember that everyone, Hollywood Fight Night.
That's
a week from tonight.
Yeah, 1 week from tonight.
1 week from tonight is Hollywood Fight Night.
Yeah. And then in the main event, that's Bohachuk that's Sergey Bohachuk against Tyrone Brunson.
Yeah.
And what's his nickname?
2 questions.
I can only tell you about him. He won his first 19 fights by first round knockouts
in a row.
Yeah.
Consecutive.
Who did he beat?
He beat Edwin Valero's record.
Right. But this one, Edwin's was more legit.
Yeah. We have 2 questions. Keep going.
It's Young Gun, by the way. He's not so young. Now he's not so young gun, but he's still a dangerous fighter. Still a really
Okay, we have 3 questions now.
All right.
Lopez versus Comey, I don't know.
Gosh, I think I like Lopez in that fight, but that's a tough fight. Yeah, Richard Comey against Teofimo Lopez. That's the fight of that top-ranked card for me. That's the December 14 card.
Ricky Burns versus Lee Selby.
I'm rooting for Ricky, but it's a young man's game. Ricky's got a lot of wear and tear on that fighter's odometer, on that body.
And then
I think Selby is probably the slight favorite, but I'm rooting for Ricky.
Then Bivol versus Beterbiev.
Really good pronunciation. Wow, better than me. I gotta go. I can't go against Beterbiev. I can't. I mean, not after the way he looked. I mean, although Bivol has got a difficult style, really good, a hard jab, and he plays it safe. I don't know. It's not an easy fight for Beterbiev, but I think Beterbiev catches everybody. I want to see Canelo fight Beterbiev.
I'd love to see that.
I think that'd be an awesome fight, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be crazy.
He'd be insane if Canelo were to fight Beterbiev. Everyone who hates Canelo, no matter what happens in the fight, you got to just like drop it. Drop all your resentment, all that crap. Just drop it and give him his props.
Wait, do you think
What?
people are picking Canelo because they hate Kovalev?
I think Kovalev has his haters, but no, I think most people who are counting out Kovalev
Two
are
questions.
just overestimating Canelo.
What should Nail do next? And
I don't want to be one of these fans that says get a new trainer, but he might look into that.
and then
I think he might need a bit of a rest.
No, he needs a rest.
You know.
He needs a lot of massages.
Yeah.
You know, and he needs to just take it easy and think about things. He was way too tight for that fight.
Yeah.
But there's a reason. The other guy's so good.
Yeah, he was in with a monster.
Totally. But he had no confidence going in.
Yeah, I think maybe a little like
Two
a rebuilding
questions.
process.
I just have one question.
A couple
We
easy
really have
guys.
Then there's Hugh.
What? Hey. All right, give me the
You see yourself. I don't know how to say
What? Hughie Fury versus John Ruiz. Come on, sweet science.
Okay, so here's one. I want to ask you this question, Dougie.
Yeah.
What do you-
Oh, is Charlo serious about fighting Andrade? Have you heard this? That he says, "Hey, I'll fight him." We'll find out. He has to fight Dennis
I wanna
Hogan
ask you
first.
this. So what do you think about Andrew Ruiz losing this weight?
How much weight has he lost?
He looks like a different guy. It looks
No,
like
no. Here's the thing about Andy. If you see him in a T-shirt, he looks like he's rocked up. But
No, I saw him with the shirt.
with the shirt off, huh?
It looks almost like it's a Photoshop thing. It doesn't.
Oh,
look
maybe
real.
it is photoshopped,
It could be.
or maybe he did that liposuctioning. Maybe.
No, but So let's just say he loses. That his whole goal now is to lose weight.
I don't think that's a good thing. I think you're in shape if you're ready to fight 12 hard rounds.
Right.
You know, you're in shape if you can let your hands go, and he can. I don't think heavyweights really need to worry about their body shape. You know, I'm not saying they can just eat as much as they want and come in as heavy as they want. No, I'm not saying that.
Body beautiful.
Yeah, they don't have to like cut weight. Definitely.
When he had a real nice body.
Nah.
Sort of looked
Well,
like,
then he's falling into the same trap that AJ fell into. Because AJ went into that Ruiz fight like training like he was an Instagram model.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong mindset. A fighter, just be in shape. Have a good game plan and be in shape to throw hands and defend yourself for 12 rounds if need be.
Well, look it up and you'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're going to drive carefully this
Yes,
time?
absolutely.
Really carefully?
Of course.
And you're going to be happy?
Yeah, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to let anyone pull me out of my happy zone.
No, are you going to?
No, all week I
Are
am.
you going to get in any arguments with people?
What was that?
Are you having arguments with people?
You know, I fell into an argument with a dude last night on Twitter. I'd been so good. Yeah. I mean, it did get nasty.
How does he feel about it?
I didn't like it. I shouldn't have talked to him. He was just.
embarrassed for yourself?
Oh, totally. I mean, it was
So,
disgraceful.
like, next time that comes up, will you think about that and think how you felt?
Yeah.
Think, this is stupid?
Yeah.
It is, too.
Yeah, no, I was, the thing is I got into it with him because I just wanted him to, I wanted to challenge him because he was saying things about the ring. And I was just like, why don't you do some research,
Yeah.
And you're making accusations, but talk to some people or actually go back and see if this is true. And, I was wasting my time. He was just a cretin, It was just like.
You let a bowl of popcorn make you mad.
Yeah, and I flipped out. I spilled a bunch of popcorn with
Wait,
M&Ms.
Dougie flipped.
I did, but I cleaned it up, most of it. I
I
did.
had to clean it
Man, that popcorn went everywhere. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, I had a big bowl of popcorn ready for the light heavyweight fight right before it. Seriously. During the fighter introductions, I knock it over. I was so mad.
You're talking about the fights.
I'm talking about Beterbiev and Gvozdyk. I was ready. I had my fight card. I had everything. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Yeah.
Well, I can just tell you that was one of my most enjoyable cards. both fights, but that Beterbiev fight, oh my goodness, I can't.
That was an amazing fight, an amazing performance. That might be the most impressive boxing performance I've seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, he was incredible. I can't wait for his next fight. Anyway, everyone have a great week. Be happy. Don't argue. Love everybody. Everyone means well. Drive carefully. And hope that Dougie doesn't get in any argument.
No, I'm not. Somebody, Josepi says, buy your daughter some IHOP. It's Sunday. I think we're going to go to Teddy's. IHOP is okay. Drive like you won the lottery. That's right, Fat Sinatra. All right, guys.
Okay, adios.
Have a good Sunday.